And we have just gotten word that Brooks Koepka has withdrawn from this Tour Championship. He hurt his forearm. This was his swing at 11 where he wasn't feeling very good. And you can see him shaking out that left arm. And so it is a forearm injury that he's been given the reason for getting out. That was his second over at the 13th, and so he's still not comfortable with it. Koepka has had all sorts of injuries the last couple of years. Remember the hip that kept him out of action for a long, long time. And there he is with Jenna, and they are done. So he withdraws after the 13th hole.
Steve Sands was just checking on Brooks Koepka. If you weren't with us a short time ago, we told you Brooks had an injury and off the golf course and withdrawing from the tournament. What'd you find out?
Just saw him up in the locker room with his caddy, Ricky Elliott. They were cleaning things out, and they were going to get out of town. Very disappointed, as you can imagine. To the right of 10, after he hit his tee shot, he was in the rough. Everybody knows that the thick Bermuda rough here at Eastlake can be nasty, and you see him here hitting his second shot, Mike. He and Ricky said just moments ago, they did not feel or see a root under that ball. Now, anybody who has been in the rough here, you can see the club reverberate there. We see the golf ball flying to the 10th, but back there in that rough, Brooks felt it immediately in the left wrist and the left forearm area, and he knew that something was wrong after hitting that root.
Away from the bark around the tree area, so you can see why they wouldn't think that, but now that you know the result, and then on 13 we saw him hit the shot from the bunker, and then that was enough, and he headed off. And obviously this has been an injury-plagued season for Brooks Koepka. Go back to the Masters when he was dealing with the knee problems.
Well, the first thing I asked up in the locker room was, how are we going to be in a few weeks here? Because he's expected to go to Whistling Straits to represent the United States in the Ryder Cup. And everybody just kind of took their foot off the gas and said, we'll be all right. We'll see you in Wisconsin.
Well, let's check in with Bones, and the root, I guess, is what we're looking at here.
That's exactly right, Dan. I came down here to cover JT's tee shot on 10, which went to the right, and one of the volunteers pointed out the root that Brooks Koepka actually hit some time ago. And I tell you what, it is absolutely huge. I can't imagine the amount of damage that possibly could have done. Certainly hoping that Brooks is okay, but this root is significant in size.
It completely redirected his club head and shaft after he hit that root. Bones, it looked ugly to me.
Yeah, no idea it was there. He took a huge swing at it.
Yeah, he did.
Brooks is a big, strong guy, so that was a forceful impact.